Honestly, guys, I saw no reason to make this video initially until fight week came. Like, I swear, I was just like, yeah, dude, Merab's going to beat him up. You know what I'm saying? This is going to be an easy prediction. I don't even want to bring out a Mr. Kenny, come back to this video. And then when I made the prediction, and I talked about it on Twitter, and I talked about it on YouTube, it had like a weird negative response that I almost was surprised by. Everyone's like, dude, you don't know what you're talking about. Dude, it's the same guy who picked JDM to beat it. Trying to like associate my last fight prediction with this one and trying to gaslight me that Suga is going to go in there, he's going to dominate, or he's going to win. Now, at first I was confused about like this reaction because I feel like most people with common sense are going to lean the guy coming off his best performance while being hurt against Umar, who's probably one of the most complete fighters in UFC today, and beating him and improving. But no, they decided to take the guy coming off a hip surgery because the hip surgery was the only reason he lost. Look at every single comment from a Suga Glazer and see what it says. He only lost because of the hip. Oh, his torn later. Oh, he didn't hit it. The hip couldn't move. He couldn't move. All these stupid excuses, all coming back to he only lost because his hip. You guys are idiots. You guys don't know what you're talking about. It wasn't the hip that made Suga lose. People saying he couldn't walk, he couldn't move. That's not true. It wasn't because Suga couldn't physically move or do anything physical. It was just because he was in pain. So he could still do shit. It was just that he was doing it in pain.
It doesn't matter how much worse it gets because it's not going to... You still can fight. Like, I'm just dealing with pain. So I was like, I can deal with pain.
You guys trying to make it seem like Suga couldn't do a certain movement or couldn't move his hips a certain way because his hip was torn off and he couldn't do shit. You're an idiot and you're lying. You don't know what you're talking about. Suga himself said it was just physical pain. Physical pain, yes, it does suck, but Merab has been in physical pain 99% of his fights. Merab's going into this fight with the fucking bruised toe that needs to be amputated. Literally going in this fight with the injury, chat, with the pain. He's going to be going through pain in this fight. Is it going to result in Merab losing? No. Merab has been in pain in his last every single fight. Merab does stupid shit in training camp and goes into fights never 100%. You guys trying to say Suga's pain was the only reason you couldn't win. Suga was in pain. Poor guy was in pain. Now that he has surgery, he won't be in pain. He's going to be a whole different guy. Suga Sean O'Malley, man, the truth of the matter is, yes, it might have sucked being in pain, and it might have sucked not being able to like prep for wrestling and the wrestling of Merab, and like, oh, if I'm gonna have way better takedown defense, so I'm gonna win. People equating Suga defending takedowns to like Merab being able to get discouraged or something, or Merab not shooting or scoring as much as he needs to. You don't watch Merab fights. If you watch how Merab fights, he actually thrives off of failed takedown attempts because then he uses himself to smother you and outwork you, and it's better at deflating your gas tank when you're defending. Defending a takedown, it takes a lot more energy than getting a takedown completed unironically. Like Merab taking down Suga and then Suga just being there for the rest of the round, it actually took less energy than if Suga was able to use his hips, battle off of it, and like somehow push him off. Even though I don't think he can be able to like physically push him off if Merab gets to the hips, because the physicality difference is like fucking alarming. But let's just play devil's advocate. Let me just say, yeah, Suga, he just gets so much stronger. He's able to throw Merab off. Him stuffing those takedowns isn't going to make his gas tank good. It's not going to be all roses and bubbles. Merab's going to keep shooting. If Merab fails 50 takedowns, he'll shoot 70 more. People thinking he's going to get discouraged or something, or like Suga's newfound takedown defense because he's been training is going to result in him winning. It shows me you don't know nothing about Merab or Suga Sean O'Malley. The truth of the matter is you're probably picking Suga Sean O'Malley so you could say, dude, what a prediction that was, dude. I knew it the whole time. 99% of people picking Suga are just banking on a one-punch KO again. People got to stop banking on one-punch KOs in the championship level. Dude, Pereira, man, I just think he's going to one-punch him. Dude, Lopez is going to one-punch Volk, dude. I just feel it. Dude, I don't know, Josh Emmett and Lerone, dude, the one-punch. You guys who pick based off one punch, I don't feel bad for you. I just feel bad for your logic. You picking someone to win by one punch, especially someone like Suga Sean, who has literally won one-punch knockout his whole career against Eddie Chinley Wineland, who has no chin, is like 92 years old. That's not the accomplishment you think it is, especially that Merab has great recovery. He's been rocked in multiple fights. The only person he wasn't rocked by in the early rounds was actually Suga himself. Why? Because the takedown threats, the movement of Suga, the faking, the feints, all that. Merab's a handful to deal with, and I know in this fight he's actually going to be a little bit more forward. Aljamain Sterling was talking about in the morning show today, Merab was fighting a too safe, and him fighting too safe, even though he clearly kind of won the fight, the judging criteria could have made it closer because, but I think even though Merab's smothering him and destroying him, I think that damage hurt. That's why 2 judges given 2 rounds. Horrible, dumb judging. But my point being said is Merab understands how the judges want to hoe him. Like, the judges want to hoe Merab. Merab knows this. He knows it's not roses and bubbles anymore. So what Merab's going to do, he's going to be more aggressive in his wrestling. He's going to put the pressure on him. Merab wasn't putting the pressure on him appropriately in the first fight. He was doing a lot of circling, a lot less forward pressure, outworking you, a lot more circling. That's what allowed Suga not to be completely destroyed and fatigued in the 5th round. The 5th round, he was fatigued, though, because the moment he had with the teep kick to the belly, Suga didn't capitalize on it because he was too tired to. I remember people saying, Kenny, why wasn't Suga just going for the finish? This time around in the 5th round, he's going to go for the finish. He didn't have the endurance to go for the finish there. He could have chased him down and hunted him down. He just couldn't because he physically couldn't move his body. He was tired. This fight, he's not going to have any endurance in the 5th round because Merab, if he uses the game plan that's appropriate, he'll be putting it on Suga from start to finish. He's not going to let him breathe. He is going to outwork Suga this entirety of the fight. And the result of this fight is either... I'm saying finish and people call me crazy, for saying it could be a finish. Merab, if he uses his game plan appropriately and outworks Suga, he could put Suga in a bad position like full mount where he's not responding to strikes and he gets a TKO. It's possible. It might seem delusional now, but it's possible. Or I even seen him threaten a guillotine attempt. He was throwing a lot of chokes and face cranks on Suga when Suga was tired. He wasn't doing it at his best. A little few tweaks, those are finishes as well. When I say Merab Dvalishvili can finish Suga Sean O'Malley, I'm not joking. So you could call me a goofball now. You could call me a silly guy now. But when it happens, you'll be like, oh shit, Mr. Kenny strikes again. What do I overall think the result's going to be? I think Merab flawlessly beats him. I don't think there's a round Suga could win. Maybe the first if he gets sneak in activity, because sometimes Merab's known for having a slower start than building as the fight goes. I can see maybe Suga still in the first round. But outside of that, once Merab gets the game plan going of forward pressure, I don't see someone like Suga Sean O'Malley, whose frame just doesn't match up well for like a fucking small marauder like Merab Dvalishvili. And if he gets his hands on him, people are saying Suga lifted this time around, guys. Suga's going to be so much stronger. I told you guys in my live streams, I told you guys in all these scenarios, what's the detriment to Suga Sean O'Malley and his physicality is his lower half, his body, his legs specifically. His upper body, I'm sure he's going to gain muscle on his upper body, but you guys aren't going to realize he's not going to gain that much muscle on his legs, even though he should be doing that. Coming off a hip surgery, you're not going to be able to work out your legs like you want to because you need to let your hips recover. You guys using this hip surgery as a positive thing more than a negative thing, like it obviously has some positivity to it and it's probably a little bit more positive, but I feel like you guys aren't looking at both sides. Casual people with no IQ who never been into surgery or aren't athletes, they think that surgery is just going to fix it all. As someone who's an athlete who's been through surgery, you guys got to realize there's recovery for that. You got to first let your body recover, and then you got to start strengthening that part. But even when you're strengthening that part, you're not going to ever get it back to 100% in a couple months. I don't think Suga's hips are 100%. And I know right now you're using the excuse that, Suga, now his hips are good, so he's going to be 100%. But after the fight happens, you're going to be like, Suga should have took more time. His hips weren't fully healed. I'm sure Suga's going to say, yeah, my hips weren't fully healed, but I had to go for it. There's going to be an excuse, and I can't wait to see the excuse, and I can't wait to see what it's going to be this time around. And I'm assuming the excuse is going to be something to do with his hips that apparently was healed before the fight, but after the fight, I just didn't take enough time to let it heal. I should have had a fight beforehand. They're all going to switch up, so I'm actually very interested to see this. And I know after the fact as well, when I get this prediction right, they're going to be like, Kenny, but this was the easiest prediction of all time. It's MMA Guru and Lucas Tracy. They're saying it because you guys going to act like it's an easy-ass prediction after it happens. But before it happens, you see all the comments, you see the replies I'm getting. But they're going to switch up, and that's normal in the UFC community. My Ank Alive prayer pick, everyone switched up afterwards. Oh, we knew Ank was going to win the whole time. Let's be real. Like, shut up. No, you didn't. And you're going to do it now. You're going to be like, oh, dude, shut your mouth. This is why I can't mess with this. Sometimes the community chat, I'm like, bro, this community is just idiotic. They try to gaslight you one way, and then you get it right. They're like, oh, well, we all knew that, dude. Even below JDM, I got that pick wrong, but everyone's like, dude, we all knew JDM was going to win by decision. Shut the hell up. All you guys are saying JDM by knockout. But I understand the community. I understand people doing this just because they're trolling and it's their only aspect of like getting something right, so they want to gaslight everyone. But all I know right now going into this fight, the narrative is at first the narrative was Merab's going to smoke him. As fight week's approaching, everyone's switching up to Suga's going to knock him out. Watch what happens in this fight. I know what's going to happen in this fight. Merab's going to destroy him, and Mr. Kenny's back in the building. You guys know when come back to these videos, my prediction rate, what is it, like, 9 for 11? Pause. 9-11, no bueno. But you guys get my point. Like, I don't get much of these wrong. Mr. Kenny has back on. And shout out Georgia, brother. We're getting this W. Merab's going to smash this guy, Make him humble. Make him humble. He has to be man first. Make him humble like man first, Brother, dale. But let me know what you guys think about this fight down below. And like I said, bro, at the end of the day, don't switch up. I want you guys to keep the same energy after Merab Dvalishvili beats him. And everyone's saying the hip surgery was a benefit. Don't start saying it was a detriment. I want you guys to keep the same energy. Let me know what you guys think down below. And God bless. 2, 3.